Hello, everybody. And no, I'm not staying, don't worry. Too many people here from LA already, right? Yes, I am from the San Fernando Valley, but I am 100% not Mexican. I know I'm a little ethnically ambiguous, and that's because I'm Peruvian. Anybody know where Peru's at? Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, for those who don't know, it's the South American part of Mexico. Yeah, nobody knows where Peru is. I told my teacher that I was Peruvian, and she asked me that question. It was the only thing I could tell her. I'm Peruvian, and if you're wondering what it was like growing up in LA as a Peruvian, well, it was a lot like growing up Mexican, except that even the Mexicans treated me like a dirty Mexican. I'm a minority within a minority. Have you ever been told to go back to your country from someone who clearly wasn't from this country? It's like, where are my papers? Where are your papers? I'll deport you in 2 languages. Now, I was born here, so I'm an American. I can only say that here. You know, out there in LA, you tell somebody that you're American, they think you're racist. But you know what? How? Austin's been great, though. You know, a lot of nice people here. People actually look you in the eyes. You know, I've met like 3 Joe Rogan fans so far. You know, like, oh, wow, okay, cool. You listen? I can't tell anybody that I'm a Joe Rogan fan out there because it's like, you know, it's like you're telling people you kill babies or something. I was like, I've been listening since before the pandemic. It's all right. Anybody here have a great pandemic? No? No, nobody, everybody's sad here. I had a great pandemic. I grew my hair out, became attractive, and then all of a sudden, all sorts of things were happening to me. One of the things that happened to me is that I finally found myself a fuck buddy. Yeah, I've always wanted one. I finally got one. No rules, no drama, no commitment, and it fucking sucks. Yeah, see, nobody tells you that when you find yourself a fuck buddy, you still have to sleep with other people. Otherwise, you don't have a fuck buddy. What you have is a girlfriend who's allowed to fuck other dudes. Next thing you know, I'm texting her to come over so I can tell her that I love her, you know, and she's like, oh, I can't, you know, I'm about to get spit roasted by 2 black guys. I'm like, all right, you know, love you. What do you say to that? So I no longer have a fuck buddy. That's okay, though. Because during the pandemic, I also discovered virtual reality pornography. And anybody, shout out for anybody who's tried that before. Woo! No, okay, fellas, I shit you not. That virtual reality porn is like next level, man. I like the first time I ever watched it, I shit you not, I came so hard, I went to play basketball later that night, I dunked for the first time in my life. I was so light, I'm 5'7", that shouldn't be physically possible. It's all right, though. It's all right. Learned a lot about myself during the pandemic. Like, I learned that I could overcome certain obstacles. Yeah, like when everybody was freaking out about toilet paper, I decided to think outside the box, and I bought myself a bidet. Yeah. Fortunately, nobody warned me that buying a bidet was the gateway to start doing butt stuff. Sure, one minute you're sitting there happy you saved so much money on toilet paper, the next minute you're Googling how to make somebody fall in love with you after this. Will I ever find love? But it's fine, though. It's fine. I learned a lot. Let me write out. One of the craziest things that happened to me during the pandemic is that I almost had my first double blowjob. Ooh, I know. It was a crazy experience because we weren't supposed to be hanging out. Next thing I know, they both sit down next to me, right? Before I knew it, at the exact same time, they both grabbed our knees, leaned in, and started making out with each other. Now, if you've seen the porn, so you know where this is going, right? But that's the minute I'm freaked out because they made eye contact with me and I stood up. I was like, whoa, I'm sorry. I can't go through with this. Like, I've been dreaming about this my whole life, just never with 2 guys. You grow your hair out one time, and next thing you know, people think you're gender neutral or something. I don't know. LA is crazy. I learned that I don't like it when girls call me daddy during sex because I'm an actual father. Yeah, it kind of makes me feel weird. And I know I say that I'm a father, and you look at my baby face, and you're like, oh, what happened to him? How is it that like nobody ever assumes that my girls were like a planned conception, made with love, and I knew exactly what I was getting myself into. But no, you're right, I did fuck up. Did I mention that I'm from the San Fernando Valley? The first time I ever saw a girl pregnant was in middle school. So at 25, I think I did all right, you know. By that demographic, I survived. Crazy experience being a dad is that like you're tired all the time. And one of the weirdest things I've been experiencing lately as being this tired is that I've started falling asleep while I'm driving. Has anybody ever experienced that before? No, if you've never experienced it before, it's like the weirdest sensation because on the one hand, you feel like you're about to have like the best fucking sleep of your entire life. But on the other, you also know it'll be the last sleep of your life. And I love sleeping, you know? It's like, you can like literally feel as death puts his hands over your eyelids as you like fall deeper and deeper and you're like, you know? You swear to yourself it's not gonna happen again, but it does constantly. The last time it happened to me, I was driving from LA into Burbank and it wasn't that late. It was like 1 a.m. in the morning, right? And it started happening. I started falling asleep while I was driving. And so I got scared, and so in order to stay up, I started yelling and slapping myself in the face, which scared the crap out of my Uber passenger. So I no longer drive for Uber. It's all right, DoorDash only now. You know, interestingly enough, in LA, the biggest thing that people argued about was over the masks, right? You know, like some people said that masks were good, some people said the masks were off. But you know who I noticed never complained? Ugly people. Because if you're like me, then you discovered that a mask is basically a push-up bra for your eyes. You know, I could become anybody I wanted with a mask. You know, like one minute I look like this, and the next minute I'm Santiago Rivera. Hello, how are you today? And take the mask off, I look like a guy who owns a bidet. All right, guys, thank you very much for your time.